Good morning from Montenegro. Today we're going to walk along to the Blue Pontoon and we've got a boat and we're going to explore the local area around Budva by sea. Are you excited?
Yeah.
We set off from our pontoon and rounded the headland and went across the bay which has Budva itself in. We sailed up to the Old Town where we'd walked to in a previous video and were able to see the walls, churches, citadel up close from the sea. We then continued along the coast and saw the next couple of bays which we hadn't actually walked to, but where there's quite a famous statue of a ballerina. So if you're in Budva itself, it might be worth taking a walk along. Separating the coves on that side of Budva, it was quite cool because the beaches sort of stopped at caves and then you cut through the caves to get to the next beach. As we continued, we went to Green Lagoon and we were able to go in a couple of caves there. We saw people doing diving schools as well. They had bubbles coming up in the water at first and I hadn't noticed the divers, and then they put these sort of like floating flags up so that the boats knew where the divers were so they could avoid them, which is quite a good idea. I think I've seen that before. So when in that cave, there was a couple of kayaks ahead of us, but it was quite cool. I always love going into caves from a boat on a boat trip. We then went on to Calypso Cave, which was more of a tunnel in the cave itself. It didn't just go into the rock, you went like almost through it. The boat couldn't fit through, but there were a lot of people swimming through it as well. Next to Calypso Cave, there was Calypso Beach, and here we parked the boat and the kids were able to do some swimming. We have absolute water babies, so any chance to get to swim off a boat they'll take, and this time they're even jumping off the boat as well. They're still little, and at the minute they're still using life jackets, but I think it'll only be a year or two before they're going in without them. They swam out to a rock and back and then did some more jumping off the side into the water. When they were done swimming, we headed back towards Budva, but instead of going on to the hotel, we went on to Hawaii Island. I'm not sure how much it feels like Hawaii, but I've never been to Hawaii yet, so I can't really say. There is a cute little church that's sort of surrounded by trees, which looks really quaint and pretty. A lot of people are sat under it, so it spoils the illusion a little bit, but don't blame them for getting some shade one little bit. There is a beach bar, there's a couple of places to get snacks and ice creams, and also a restaurant, so a lot of people do seem to come here to spend the day. There's a lot of sunbeds dotted around the island. The main Hawaii beach, at the end of it, has some steps that go over the top, and then there's another little cove just beyond. It seems to be a good spot for taking photos and things, and the cove that's just beyond those steps seems to be a little bit quieter than the main Hawaii beach itself. The water all around the island seems to be quite lush, very clean, very blue. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time on the beach here, do a little bit of paddling in the sea before we head back to our hotel. We've done our trip today with Budva Sea Escape. It's been a great trip, fun on the water. It's been quite a short trip, but you could choose the length of time, so if you want a bit of a longer trip you can arrange that as well. We'll leave the details for Budva Sea Escape in the description below, so if you're in the Budva area and want to explore a little bit of the coastline by boat, you'll be able to reach out and see what packages they have. So this is our last trip in Montenegro. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, as it really helps us out. If you want to see more from our adventures, please consider subscribing, because although our Montenegro adventures drawn to a close, our next series will be from the Algarve in Portugal, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe. And in the meantime, thank you for watching. Bye now.